A standoff at an airport in northern Afghanistan. The Taliban reportedly blocking 6 planes from leaving Mazar-i-Sharif. A top Republican telling Fox News Sunday that the Taliban is keeping Americans from leaving.
6 airplanes with American citizens on them as I speak. The Taliban is holding them hostage for demands right now.
The State Department can't confirm U.S. citizens are being held up. However, it did announce 4 Americans arriving in a neighboring country by overland route. Meanwhile, some of the Afghans who made it out of the country last week are arriving in the U.S. Prayers answered, a successful escape to America. Final groups of Afghans arriving at Dulles Airport outside Washington, D.C., likely among the last to arrive here, now that the U.S. is out of Afghanistan. Men, women, and children, old and young, quietly filing out of security checkpoints and onto buses one after the other, leaving behind the Taliban's reign of terror in their home country. Once refugees arrive here at Dulles, they are taken to military installations to complete processing and then given assistance if they need it. They are the lucky ones. Among an unknown number of stranded Americans, tens of thousands of Afghans
I believe they will kill me.
have no way out,
I love my country, but I can't stay here.
including many who are helping the U.S. This woman, who escaped at the last minute with her children, asked us to hide her identity, fearing retaliation.
They were just killing, they were just beating women, they are just beating kids in front of my eyes. They are the same Taliban that they were 20 years ago, even more worse. This time they are more experienced. They have lots of technology to find the people.
People like her husband, father, and siblings who worked alongside the U.S. government for years, left behind with no escape from the chaos and violence. She also regrets not being able to honor her mother's dying wish.
She requested me to help 2 of my sisters, but I was not able to help them. They are not only 2 of my sisters, there are millions of women that they paid a lot to be in a situation or in a state that they were before Taliban came, but they lost everything.
In a race against time, a nonprofit organization called Jewish Family Service of Seattle is trying to help her family and others to safety.
It's very important to keep in mind the reason why these folks are in this situation at all is because of their service and their family's service to the U.S. military.
Do you feel like America let you down?
I don't know.
What is your message to Americans?
We believe on their mission. It is really hard that in the morning you wake up and you see that you lost everything that you achieved within 20 years. We didn't achieve them easy. We paid a lot. We paid by our lives.
And she insists another disaster is just ahead.
For now, they are thinking to get out of Afghanistan, but soon they will only thinking about how they can find something to eat.
A world away, it's smiles and hugs for those who defied the odds to get here and start a new life in America.
Well, Tara Martinez joins us now. Tara, some of these refugees are children arriving with no parents. What's happening to them?
Well, Pat, according to the State Department, we've got about 100+ children in the U.S. now who came without a parent or a guardian of some kind. Now, what's happening is we are told they are going to state licensed facilities in both Virginia and Chicago, overseen by DHS, the Department of Human Services, which is also overseeing the immigration crisis at the southern border and the kids coming over alone there. So, Pat, already there are concerns now about human trafficking as more and more children come through.
Well, what do we know about the vetting process so we assure that the people who come in are not some secret agents of ISIS?
Well, the Biden administration is insisting that everyone who comes here is being vetted thoroughly. The trouble is there's not a lot of detail about the length to which this is being done. So we do know the FBI and the Justice Department are vetting these refugees in other countries before they're getting to the U.S. They're using biometrics, they're using fingerprinting, they are using interviews. If they make it that far in the process and they get to the U.S., they're going to military installations where immigration is waiting for them. But we don't know if they're being further interviewed before they leave there. Again, short on information, once they leave the military installations, we don't know where they're going or where they're going to be housed. So certainly, as you said, there are concerns because we don't have a lot of information that terrorists are going to slip through or perhaps already have.
Thanks, Tara. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point out this is one of the great disasters in the history of the United States. We have abandoned a number of our citizens. They're being held by the Taliban. Our president and his press aide refused to call them hostages, but they are. It is a disgrace that these thousands of people who've worked with us are being abandoned, that we have left billions and billions of dollars of valuable equipment. So now the Taliban is one of the best equipped forces in the entire world, thanks to about 90 billion, or 69, whatever billion it is. It's a lot of money, $69 billion worth of equipment left behind. It's a disgrace. And we've got to look at this and you say, spiritually, what is happening? It seems to me it's the judgment of God on our country to give us a leader as feckless as we have and a disordered government the way it is right now. And I think we've got to pray. People need to repent and say, God, please help us. This nation needs prayer because we are in a heap of hurt. And this disaster has emboldened our enemies all over the world not to any longer take us seriously. We no longer are a military threat because the world knows that we have leaders who are incapable all the way up and down the line of doing the job that they've been paid to do. So it's heart-rending, but if there was ever a time to say it's time to cry out to the Lord and repent, now is it.